Thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Smith.
And I'm Nicole Privano. On Park Update this week, the city asked residents to voluntarily park only on the odd side of the city streets.
City council members continued their critique of the latest freight rail study.
And the BSM girls hockey team advances in section action.
These stories and more just ahead on the update. Due to the continued narrowing of streets resulting from large amounts of snowfall this year, the city asks residents to voluntarily park on only the odd sides of city streets. The large amount of snow received this season has made many city streets impassable for large vehicles when cars are parked on both sides. By parking on one side of the street only, emergency vehicles, plow trucks, buses, and other large vehicles will be more able to easily navigate streets. We last instituted such a voluntary ban in 2011, and we saw significant compliance throughout the city. Additional snow or failure of the community to respond to these voluntary restrictions could mean mandated restrictions for some city streets. If restrictions become mandated, as they did back in 1997 in St. Louis Park, non-compliance could mean ticketing and towing. In the event of additional snowfall, residents should follow the normal procedure for a winter parking ban. Questions about the voluntary restrictions can be directed to the St. Louis Park Fire Department by calling 952-924-2595.
The St. Louis Park Fire Department, along with the Minneapolis and Brooklyn Park Fire Departments, recently received a generous donation of 280 mattresses from Tempur-Pedic North America LLC. This generous donation allows the fire departments to replace worn out and outdated mattresses currently in their fire stations that may not have otherwise been able to be replaced in this quantity. Thank you to St. Louis Park firefighter Bob Hampton and Assistant Fire Chief Mark Winchittle for researching the opportunity and coordinating the donation. Winchittle noted that with this kind of donation, the fire department is able to utilize the funds on other necessary equipment instead of purchasing mattresses.
The City of St. Louis Park has partnered with Nextdoor, the private social network for neighborhoods, to improve citywide and neighbor-to-neighbor communications. Nextdoor is free for residents and the city. Each St. Louis Park neighborhood has its own private Nextdoor neighborhood website, accessible only to residents of that neighborhood. Neighborhoods establish and self-manage their own Nextdoor website, and the city will not be able to access residents' websites, contact information, or content. Information shared on Nextdoor is password protected and cannot be accessed by Google or other search engines. Those interested in joining their neighborhood's Nextdoor website can visit nextdoor.com and enter their address. If you have questions about Nextdoor website, please visit help.nextdoor.com.
City Hall and Westwood Hills Nature Center Interpretive Center will be closed on Monday, February 17th for the President's Day holiday. The rec center will be open, and though Westwood Hills Nature Center Interpretive Center will be closed, the trails will be open. Garbage collection is not affected by this holiday, and the regular City Council meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 18th.
Health in the Park is asking community members to define what a healthier St. Louis Park means to them.
Well, it means, I think, finding ways to enhance the health of all ages so that we can become a really vital community.
Health in the Park is an opportunity to engage our community, hear from all the voices. It's a rare opportunity to capture our broad interests about health.
Feeling connected to your community and like you have a community, a sense of community well-being.
The citywide conversations will be held February 20th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Marriott West Hotel, and another conversation on March 2nd from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the Central Community Center in the park. To register for one or both conversations, visit hipslp.org, or you may call 952-928-2858. Free childcare and transportation are available upon registration. Also, you can follow HIP on Twitter at twitter.com/HIPSLP and Facebook at facebook.com/healthinthepark to learn more and join in on the conversations.
City engineering staff will hold 2 second-round public meetings for Connect the Park in the coming weeks. The meetings are as follows: Cedar Lake Road, Virginia Avenue South, Joppa Avenue, Oxford Street, and Louisiana Avenue South meeting will be Thursday, February 20th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the City Hall Council Chambers. The 39th Street proposed sidewalk meeting has been rescheduled to Tuesday, February 25th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the City Hall Council chambers. At the meeting, staff will provide project updates and residents will have the opportunity to review and comment on draft final design for the proposed project. To learn more about the plan, visit connectthepark.org.
Hey, the West Metro Home Remodeling Fair is coming up on February 23rd. The annual event provides residents with ideas, information, and resources to promote improvements to housing. Exhibitors, including remodeling contractors, architects, landscapers, financial lenders, city inspectors, and much more, are available for free advice and next steps. The fair is on Sunday, February 23rd from 10:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. over at the Eisenhower Community Center at 1001 Highway 7 in Hopkins. The event is free.
The city has multiple employment opportunities available at this time, including water resources manager, head skating instructor, and ice skating instructor. You can view the full job descriptions, application deadlines, and apply online at stlouispark.org/employment.html.
The school board for St. Louis Park Public Schools approved makeup days March 17th, March 28th, April 25th, and May 19th. The makeup days were added to the official school calendar to compensate for the school closings in January due to severe cold weather. This has been an unprecedented winter, even for Minnesota, said Superintendent Rob Metz. We continue to do our best to ensure student and staff safety while creating the best environment for student achievement. Just ahead, Nicole has events for the young and young at heart on Generation.
In senior news, hear how a major clothing line is designed, produced, and promoted by coming to Mention the Unmentionables on Wednesday, March 5th from 2 to 3 p.m. Katherine Johnson, former director of design for Vassarette and the creative director for a major lingerie company, will be presenting this fun and informative class. Another Grand Ole Country Music Jam session is coming up on Wednesday, March 5th from 1 to 3 p.m. at Lennox Community Center. For more information and to register for these events, call 952-928-6444. Bring the family out to Westwood Hills Nature Center on Sunday, March 9th for some interactive music, song, dance, and live animals, along with Rachel Krug from Kid Power. Krug, a singing naturalist, has been a Twin Cities favorite for family entertainment for over 20 years.
And get yourself free. Everybody give me an R. Give me an E. Give me an S. Give me a P. How about an E? And a C. Give me a T. What does it spell?
The event will be held from 1:30 to 3 p.m. The cost is $6 per resident and $8 for non-residents. To register, visit westwoodhillsnaturecenter.org or call 952-924-2544. It's interesting to note that 71% of young people act on convictions and stand up for their beliefs. You can talk to teens about their beliefs and listen to what they have to say. Teens like to share their opinions. Children First asset number 28, integrity. Young person acts on convictions and stands up for his or her beliefs. Up next, Scott has the City Council update.
In council news, City Council members continued their critique of the latest freight rail study this week. As it works to prepare formal comments to the Metropolitan Council, City Council members examined the latest route that would have significant impacts to the community, including the loss of homes and businesses. The City Council has long stated that it would not accept freight rail reroute in St. Louis Park if other viable options exist. Several options, including placing freight rail and light rail trains at grade in the Kenilworth corridor in Minneapolis, or digging shallow tunnels in that same corridor for light rail, have proven time and time again, including in the most recent study, to be viable options. The Metropolitan Council held 2 town hall community meetings last week in Minneapolis and St. Louis Park, focused on the independent consultants' draft reports on freight rail relocation alternatives, water resources, and landscaping, greenscaping in the Kenilworth area. Dozens of community members turned out for the public meetings in both Minneapolis and St. Louis Park to ask questions and provide comments. Next, Misty Lewis is here with a sports break.
In girls high school hockey section, St. Louis Park was eliminated last week by Holy Angels in a heartbreaker, losing 3-2. The number 2 seed Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights soundly defeated 7th-ranked North Metro in a shutout in the Section 2 AA quarterfinals at Parade Stadium. Park TV 16 was there on Saturday.
BSM has the first round matchup with North Metro, and then no matter what happens, there'll be 2 awesome games come next Wednesday and a section final that will be as good as any game in the state tournament on Friday. Watch panic, boom, right around 1. Everybody starts looking for her. Nobody looks for Brittany, and she's there on the edge and bangs it in, pretty much empty net. Great play by Kelly. He lets it loose, big slap shot, bounces in front, and it goes in. Simone let loose from the top of the point there, and the question is, how many people did it hit? Did it hit somebody in front? It looks like they're saying Simone scored the goal. Goodness, the game they've been waiting for all year long was where Abby Miller would set the record for most shutouts by a high school goaltender, and today she gets it. It's an 8-0 win over the North Metro Stars.
The boys hockey season is drawing to a close, and unfortunately the Orioles were closed out 6-0 by Bloomington Kennedy at the Rec Center on February 6th. Boys sections begin February 20th, as does the girls state championship tournament. Can spring be far off? St. Louis Park High School baseball winter training is underway, with free captains practices for 8th to 12th grade students now through March 16th. Wednesdays 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. and Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. at the St. Louis Park Fieldhouse. Training sessions are every Wednesday and Sunday except February 15th. All 8th through 12th grade players who will play school baseball should attend these supervised workouts. Those involved in winter sports will benefit and prep for the season. Mike Olson, former Park pitcher and second-round MLB draft pick, will lead the instruction. Freshman coach Chris Gabler will be on site Wednesdays and selected Sundays. Arm strengthening, conditioning, stations, hitting drills, and infield are included. Red Bull Crashed Ice crosses the Atlantic to St. Paul, USA for their second event in the Ice Cross Downhill World Championships 2014. Last year, BJ Bayers, who graduated from Park High in 2004 and was a member of the 2003 state tournament hockey team, competed in the exhilarating downhill skating event. Take a look. The event takes place February 20th through the 22nd at St. Paul Cathedral venue. No word if Bayers will compete again this year. I'm Misty Lewis, and that's your Park Update Sports Break.
Well, that's it for this week's Park Update. Thank you for watching.
Now be sure you take some time to get out and experience life in the park.
Hello, my name is Steve Coring, and I'm the fire chief for the City of St. Louis Park, and I'm here today to spend a few minutes talking to you about a very important safety issue. As you know, this winter has been extremely challenging, and our streets are becoming a lot narrower because of the amount of snow and the very little melt that we've had. This is creating a challenge for us to get emergency vehicles down those streets, in addition to other city vehicles, garbage trucks, and other delivery trucks. So we're asking you to be part of the solution to solve this problem. So we ask the community to voluntarily restrict on-street parking to the odd side of city streets until the end of the winter. The odd side of the street is usually the east or south side of the street. City officials will continue to evaluate the streets on a day-to-day basis to determine if mandated restrictions will be necessary. If the parking ban becomes mandatory, non-compliance could mean ticketing and towing. During snow events, regular parking ban rules will still apply, meaning on-street parking is banned anytime snowfall accumulation reaches 3 inches until your street is plowed to the curb. In 2012, we tried this voluntary compliance and it worked really well. Citizens of St. Louis Park really cooperated and solved this problem without the need for mandatory or restricted parking areas, and this became a good solution to a problem about community safety. So we're asking for your help again. We ask that you comply with this voluntary parking to the odd side of the street and that you do so until you hear differently from the city. If you have any questions about this or need additional answers or would like to give input, feel free to call the fire department at 952-924-2595. Thank you for your cooperation.